This is the second set of behavior, and parallelly there is another set of behavior also exist. I can also set one more hierarchical branch right there, and I call it as a bulldog, right? I call it as a bulldog, and one more hierarchical branch with ABC or XYZ dog, right? Whatever. So depending upon to my business scenarios, my business requirement. So this is one objective. The second objective of inheritance is to provide runtime polymorphism. Very, very important, and it is a very critical part. So let's discuss what it is, runtime polymorphism. So basically we have a millions of users in our application. This application, my Animal Kingdom game, is very, very popular, and millions of users are playing this application. Okay, so I cannot govern that, okay, every kid has to play with only dog or with lion. Yes, it's a kid intention, it's a kid will, it's a user's action plan, correct? So one user is trying to play with lion, one user is trying to play with dog, one user is trying to play with horse. Okay, so how many methods I'm going to write? So usually the method structure is should be something like this way. Like let's say, so let's look at right there, right? So here what we have discussed that this is our scenario. Okay, and as per the scenario, let's say we have the code right here. What is it? Code is, we have two methods. First is this one, and second one is feed animals. So public void play animal game, and what happened that this is the area where our user is going to select the animal. So usually what happened that in the mobile based application we will get a lot of figures of animal, right? And based on that figures of animal, any one of the figure my user kit is going to select, right? So based on that, so let's say my user who is a kid select dog as a figure. Okay, now based on that dog figure, my user kit is wanted to feed the animal, because that is what the action plan, right? That is what the next action what my user can do by that dog. So what do you think what I should pass here? If I pass here dog, so now it's a time to be very particular. Okay, listen it very carefully. So if you pass here dog D, correct what I'm saying, if you pass here dog D right here, so and then you are saying D dot eat, it works exactly, because right here it is absolutely applicable with my figure, right? So I have created the similar image here in the paint as well. So what happened right here, this is what our structure is. Okay, so if I'm passing here D and I'm calling D dot eat method, it works absolutely right, because eat method, because of inheritance, is available in the dog class as well. Okay, I will do that demonstration of this whole code practically, but first of all understand the concept, be very particular on that, right? So first of all, what will happen that animal is basically the parent class and dog is inheriting. How inheriting? Because I have made that arrow that dog extends animal. So because dog extends animal, eat method is available in dog class, and that's why d.eat method works very well. But now imagine a situation that if this user changes the animal, okay, and this time animal is horse, then what we can do? We have no such code here which is compatible for horse. That code is compatible with dog, not horse. So what do you think what I should write here? Correct. So let's say suppose if my application has hundreds of different animals, I cannot create 100 of different methods. That is a difficult to manage. Such code is difficult to operate, very difficult. So what do you think? What is the best solution for this? the best solution of this is that instead of writing this set of code, correct, I should write what? I should write here in the blue color, I'm mentioning this part. I should write here animal A, because animal is a superclass and all the animals follow the animal class, right? All the animals means, so look at right there, I'm not calling it loin this time, I'm not calling it dog this time, I'm calling them as an animal because they all are extending animal, right? So all the subclass of animal is following the animal class. And if I'm saying here a dot instead of d, now I should say what? I should say a dot eat food. It works well, correct? I hope that this point is clear to you. So a dot eats food is fine. Now my animal can eat food, or this particular time my animal is dog, because during runtime my user has selected dog as an animal, correct? But there is also the one point, the error. The error or the point is that if that user after feeding food wants to play the dog, right, wants to play with that dog, so my user is also intended to execute this method a dot play games, or do play games, sorry, correct, a dot do play games. So while executing this method, I will get what? I will get an error. This code will give me the error. Why? Because however my object is dog, but remember what I told you, that dog is selected during runtime, okay? During runtime, when user exists, when user logged in, when user scrolled the animal type as dog and user selected, user wished to continue with dog, user selected that okay, this time I want to play with dog, then only dog exists. But at a moment of a time when I'm going to deploy the application, when there is no user exists, at that moment of time there is no animal also exist, right? There is no subtype of animal exist, and that moment of time a dot play game gives me the error, because compiler is trying to bind do play method with animal class which does not exist. What I'm saying, I'm repeating it, that compiler, Java compiler is trying to bind do play games method with animal class which is not available. It's a visibility issue, okay? It's a visibility issue. In Java, usually the compile time errors are the visibility issue. Compiler unable to find out where this method lies. This is a wrong grammar. Sorry, I don't have such syntax. Correct? A cannot execute a play games. So in this time, I have to use some different approach in order to call play games method for dog. We will check it in the code when we are going to do that whole stuff, okay? So this is what I'm calling it as a runtime flexibility. So these all are the things, okay? So without further ado delay, let's move on to the code, but sorry, let's